And I did that without Heelys. What's up, everybody? It's Bumps of the Night. Long time no video, right? I think. Honestly, I don't remember. I feel like I do upload weekly, but it's the podcast, and I don't think everyone here who's watching this enjoys it and or has even tuned into it. I get it. It's kind of a commitment. But honestly, we review Goosebumps on it. So if you dig Bumps content, check that out, because all the stuff I've learned on editing over the last 5 or so years kind of all comes in play there. It's animated, but I'm getting around to releasing it on like Spotify and the other podcast areas. I just haven't. It's a lot of work because I have to re-download it, pull the thumbnail art, compress it, turn it into an audio file, re-upload to this, get it verified, go through an email. It's a lot of work. And the honest truth is, I'm spread so thin. I have so much on my plate, and I'm spread so thin that I just can't find the time in the day. I work 2 jobs technically. Right now it's off season, so I'm really just working the one primarily. So I work my 40, which that's nothing to whine about. But I also run multiple channels on YouTube. It's not just this one. I do this. I work on the Horror Burrito podcast. That's like, it originally started out as a podcast with some other YouTubers. If you haven't checked it out, I mean, you definitely should. But at this point, it's more like I do weekly news updates for like horror stuff. So movies, video games, books. Welcome back to another installation of Nightmares and News. I'm your host, Bumps in the Night, and here's the news. It has to do with the horror community. The Horror Burrito usually touches on it, as well as I animate movie reviews between me and the burrito. Welcome back to the Horror Burrito podcast, that one movie review channel that went defunct like 2 years ago. Locked and reloaded for a whole new season of scares, screams, and the blood in between. Dude, how the fuck are you still alive? You know that the House of Horrors isn't canon. Are you trolling me? The fuck? Do you take me for some kind of mind goblin? Mind goblin? Mind goblin these nuts, bitch! You motherfucker! So that's just, if you guys don't know how animation works, it takes forever. It's about finding free time. I also have 2 other major channels that I work on. I also refuse to name these ones though, because I want them to blow up on their own success. I don't want people coming from here and feeling bad for me and going over there. So I have 2 other ones, and actually one of them is doing better than this channel, believe it or not. But this one, this is my passion, guys. I love coming on here and talking about Goosebumps. So the point of the matter is, so I do a daily short for 2 different channels. I do weekend uploads, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the channel that's doing better than this one. I also do, when I have free time, which is almost never, a random video on the other channel I'm trying to get out there. I do a weekly podcast upload on here, which usually takes me about 2 days or so to finish. I've got the weekly news, which I chop into those shorts for the Horror Burrito. I also have like a family channel, which is just me and my brothers playing around. That doesn't really take precedence, but I do work on it from time to time. And I'm also kind of the sole editor for another podcast. Yes, because I hate myself, and I love to punish myself with more work. We're live now, we're live. So don't say anything that'll get us canceled again.
Alright, welcome everyone to Season of the Glitch.
This is the Krakatawa edition. Hey, you know, talking about like nostalgic stuff, Josh, why haven't you reviewed Kappa Mikey yet for your channel? It's only the greatest. Kappa Mikey was only the greatest anime to ever play on Nickelodeon.
Kappa Mikey?
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Spell it for me.
Kappa Kappa Mikey. Mikey.
He's like, I'm gonna have to think about this one. I don't know.
I mean, I'm dyslexic, but even I can spell Kappa Mikey.
He's like, let me put my monocle on it. Because I've never seen it in my entire life.
Get your ass on YouTube or wherever you watch it and watch Kappa Mikey. That shit is fuego. It was ahead of its time. It was the regular show of Nickelodeon before regular show was a thing. I'm the sole editor for another podcast known as Season of the Glitch. And I'm actually 3 episodes behind on that one, and I feel bad because I've kind of let that fall to the back seat while I'm working on Goosebumps Podcast, Can't Be Murder, The Horror Burrito, and said 2 channels that won't be named. But the point of the matter is, I'm always doing something, so don't think I've just forgotten about you guys and don't care. It's just finding time. So recently I took my brother thrifting. You just look around though, or you use your Amazon app to scan it. Me oh my. With a tummy hole.
L'Oreal.
$4? I don't think so, bud. And didn't really have much luck, but I did come across one thing I wanted to share with you guys, which I thought was really neat. It's not Goosebumps related per se, but I feel like it fits the whole vibe of the spooky bookshelf. So what I found while I was out thrifting was a copy of the Handbook for the Recently Deceased. And if you don't know what this is from Beetlejuice, which I thought was neat because Beetlejuice said his name 3 times.
The juice is loose.
It's coming out here in September, which I'm super looking forward to that, and I'm going to be doing a review on that on the Horror Burritos channel when I find time. Regardless, I found this. It had not been written in, and I was like, wow, it's super cool. Now, believe it or not, this is not my first copy of the Handbook for the Deceased. I actually plan to use this one because my first copy I picked up last October when I went to Halloween Horror Nights. They did a Beetlejuice house, and surprise, surprise, they had a nice hardback copy of the Handbook for the Deceased. And you can see it's kind of embossed there. I mean, it's in plastic, it's tough to see, but right here, this is like indented in. So it's definitely a nicer condition than this one. And it's so nice, I just didn't want to open it, because you know about me and collection stuff. If I've got something really nice, I don't open it. That's why I've got like 25 pops in my closet unopened, as well as multiple action figures. That's not important. What is important is I finally found a copy that I can use. So for now, it'll be sitting right here on the shelf. It'll be a background prop when I'm not using it, because I thought that was just amazing. Figured I have not had much time to read lately, so I put up my bookmark I got from Shady Side Library up here as well as a display, because, you guys remember my old collection. I loved having stuff on the shelves to kind of highlight it and give it some character. So like I said before all this, I found that while thrifting. I really didn't have a lot of luck. I did come across a little bit of Goosebumps. Nothing I really couldn't live without. I probably should have picked up that copy of Deep Trouble, but I didn't. I do have a very small amount of books I am doubles collecting here, so I could start over, but the whole point is to, minimize down, because eventually I'm moving again. Surprise! It's kind of the theme of my channel. This one hopefully is out of state, though, so. But that's a couple months down the road, so for now, enjoy this view until I have to change it again. Primarily, I wanted to show off the other 2 things I got in the mail. These aren't really Goosebumps related, but they fit that whole YA horror theme, and I'm pretty happy to have them, so I wanted to show them off. First is this. This is a Shivers activity book. Now, this is my second Shivers activity book. I have the other one. I'm pretty sure it's got a skeleton and a chalkboard and like a skeleton as a professor here, but it's packed away somewhere, so I couldn't tell you where it is, but I did get this one. Unfortunately, it has been used a bit, which that is the end of the world, but some of the pages have marker and other stuff. Like, here you go, this one was written in. This one, they used a highlighter, which, that's okay. Not everything's done in it, which I think is neat. It's also the back and the front are the exact same. But you don't really see these too often, and they're not super rare, but they're also kind of hard to find. I got this one for a little over the price that is on the book, actually. So this was originally $5. I paid about $8 for it. Did not know it was written in, but I don't think that really would have stopped me from buying it anyway. Eventually, my goal is to collect all the Shivers puzzle and activity books just to have them on the shelf. Just kind of like I've got the Goosebumps graphics here and the Stein Tinglers. But that's a preference. The other thing I picked up, which I'm super hyped on, is I got a copy of one of the harder to find Shivers books. This is Weirdo Waldo's Wax Museum. And the cover's a bit unsettling, but I like the color to it. This is number 34 in the series on a run of 36. So it's one of those last printed books. Usually this one sits about $50, like on a collectibles tab on Thrift Books. Once in a while, not like collectible one will pop up. Like this one's got a little bit of dirt there. It's not in perfect condition. The spine's shifted just a bit, but it's not in the worst condition. It's one of the more expensive ones. I didn't want to spend $50 on it. I don't have a full set of Shivers yet. I'm actually missing 2 books, which are number 30 and number 28. So I plan to pick those up eventually. The more hard to find ones are taken care of. I'm pretty sure one of them is still one of the expensive books, and eventually I will pick it up. It's a matter of time and place. So not much new to go on the shelf, but it's an update nonetheless. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update on my collection. I hope to hear that your collections are going well. I love seeing you guys' collections, so if you guys want to show those off, you should join my Discord, talk about maybe the podcast at some point, but if not, there's a channel where you can literally just show off your collections and we talk about it, which, I mean, who doesn't love talking about Goosebumps? Regardless, thank you for watching. I appreciate your viewership. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click that subscribe button, because if you do that, it'll help you stay up to date when I post new videos. I do post weekly podcasts, but I also plan to post more videos like this. I just have to find time. Thank you again for stopping by, and I'll scare you in the next one.